Welcome to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm John. We're a couple of overweight barbecue enthusiasts trying to share our love for sweet and smoky food with the world.
Thanks for hanging out with us as we talk about life, share recipes, successes, and failures that have all led to our love of cooking outdoors. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fat Guys with Smokers.
What was that?
I just took a drink and I almost burped right as I was supposed to bring us in, so I had to compose myself a little bit.
I was going to say, like, halfway through the intro, you just, like, got the biggest giggly smile on your face I've ever seen.
Speaking of giggly smiles, John, you are looking like you've been covered in pixie dust for a few days.
Pixie dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, much to my boy's chagrin, we did ride most of the princess rides.
Yeah.
Said mom gets to go on the rides.
Mom was pretty into it.
Yeah, we spent a couple of days at Disneyland.
Yeah.
So Disneyland and California Adventure.
Very fun.
Yeah, it was. I am proud to say I'm a Disney adult. I have no shame in that.
Sure.
We have fun going. Every time I leave, I question why I spend so much money.
As your wallet feels a little bit lighter and your feet hurt a little bit.
Oh my gosh, my feet hurt. I don't think my feet have ever hurt that much in my entire life.
A lot of walking or standing or what?
Yeah, a lot of walking. I mean, it's 20,000 steps every day. Mm-hmm. But at least 80% of that was either pushing a stroller or with a 4-year-old on my shoulders. Speaking of burping.
There it is, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bailing me out there.
I got you, man. That and I've been fighting some plantar fasciitis that it was really great timing to go.
I was going to say, that's terrible timing.
But no, it was really good weather. It was fun. Kids had a blast, and there's something about taking your kids when they're little. Mm-hmm. Like for Clay, it was total magic.
Yeah, just loved every second, huh?
Yeah, and
That's
seeing
really cool.
Going on rides with him, and I need to spend some time editing some of the video I grabbed while I was there on the rides of him going from pure terror to total elation, and back and forth 6 times in a 90-second ride.
That's cool. Which
I was surprised. His favorite ride, he calls it the up and down ride, but what was Tower of Terror? It's a Guardian of the Galaxies thing now.
Oh,
but he's like, the up and down ride was my favorite. I was like, dude, I was terrified to go on that when I was 12 and it came out. But he loved it. He was a trooper, and it was magic for him.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I think my other boys loved it too, but there's something about being 4 years old and in Disneyland and just
first time for him?
No, he was 2, I guess, when we went to Disney World. So he doesn't really remember any of it. And he was way too small to go on most of the rides. I think there were only 2 rides he couldn't go on. Indiana Jones and then the Incredicoaster, which is a pretty intense roller coaster.
Indiana Jones. I hope my sister's listening, because I've been to Disneyland once in my life, and I was probably 6 or 7. I was not very old, maybe 5. And we were really excited to go on the Indiana Jones ride, and my sister wandered off, and we had to try to find her, and then the Indiana Jones ride closed. It broke my heart.
Well, you know what that means, Mike. The fat guys do Disneyland.
I don't know, John. I think I'll get over it. I'll find a way to get over that childhood trauma. I'd go to therapy probably before I'd go to Disneyland.
Come on, man.
Listen, I'm not a Disneyland hater, but I don't like people very much. And I mostly get really stressed out with my kids all over with a lot of people, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I was a tyrant. It's nope, you're right here with me. You don't wander off. And Clay's in a really cool age where he thinks I'm the greatest person on earth and like wants. I mean, if he wasn't on my shoulders, he was holding my hand the whole time. Which,
no, that's cool. And he's the youngest, so he's the one you'd worry about mostly.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun.
Well, good.
Yeah,
Good. I stayed here. I held down the fort for you.
I'm proud of you.
Made some chili. It was good.
Ooh, you didn't tell me you made chili.
Well, that's because I'm kind of upset because I took a bunch of videos to make a reel and went to post it today. And I don't know if I deleted them or my 9-year-old photographer kind of messed up a little bit, but I cannot find half of my videos. So, but
that sucks.
I mean, it doesn't change how delicious the chili was, but
is it
does hurt my
meat church chili?
Meat church chili. I just did
brisket.
No, I was going to, but I ended up just doing ground beef, and I threw in some brats. I had like 3 brats that were just sitting in my fridge, so I just cut them out of the casings and browned them with the ground beef, and then I threw in some pulled pork, and I put in way too much pulled pork, but it was really good. It was just incredibly hearty. So
I don't think there's such a thing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I charred the vegetables over charcoal before I sliced them up and put them in. It was a good chili.
Hey, that's awesome.
That was really good.
Have you ever... I'm trying to burp again.
Sorry, everybody. We're normally not this disgusting on air.
Normally, I just don't acknowledge it and I try and swallow it.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
But
really, we're being more honest with our audience today.
Since you called it out, I'm just owning the experience.
I just couldn't stop laughing because I just thought, how would it be to just open my mouth and just...
My kids would probably be proud.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think my buddy called it top rack chili. But you take ground beef. There's got to be a pan or something, or I'll have to text him. But you cook the ground beef above the pot of chili.
Okay.
So all the grease and drippings from the meat cook and fall into the chili.
Oh.
And then the meat falls in. And it's supposed to be the best chili you've ever had in your life.
Interesting.
I'm not sure it's going to beat brisket, but
yeah.
Maybe if you ground brisket.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I'd be down to give it a try.
The way you talked about it, he was as passionate about that as we are about meat church chili.
Really?
But I was just like, oh, it sounds like a grease bomb.
That's what I was thinking. It sounds like there'd be way too much grease.
But
maybe it's really lean ground beef or something.
I don't know. I'll text Clay and ask him.
Yeah. Give us a full report.
Yeah. But speaking of ground meats.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tangent segue. We're going to force it to happen.
I love it.
Shout out this week. Maybe a little unique. We got an email today from Operation BBQ Relief, which is a super cool organization. I'm sure they have social media.
Yeah. That would have been a smart thing for us to check out.
I normally don't follow them on social media. They do. It's OPBBQ Relief on Instagram. But they're a really cool organization that provide barbecue cookouts to those affected by all sorts of disasters. So
yeah, down southeast you were saying, so hurricane area, all kinds of natural disasters over there, and they just roll up and start cooking for people who've been displaced, right?
Yeah, and you think about it, barbecue is like the perfect relief food.
Yeah.
One, it's hearty and it fills people up, and a lot of things can be going wrong in your life, and you eat some good barbecue and they don't seem so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't require power. They roll up with pits, and so areas affected by hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, any of those natural disasters that may happen. I'm sure they get involved with other types of needs as well.
Mm-hmm.
but they roll up and they cook huge amounts of food
Yeah.
and feed people in need.
Dude, it's so cool. That's a good point. Even if the power's out and all the utilities are gone, you can still barbecue.
We're still having barbecue.
I love it.
But anyway, I got an email today. They've got a virtual grilling competition is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
So it's called Grilling for Good, and it's an event that supports veterans and those that have served and some of the needs that they have. But this online grilling competition is all about the greatest burger ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is something that you are passionate about, Mike.
Dude, I love a good burger.
So,
There are very few things that I would take over a burger.
So let's start with you, Mike.
Okay.
You have one burger to make for a competition.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm glad you asked, John. Well, let me answer your question with the history of burgers according to Mike. So, growing up, I've mentioned my mom grew up on a ranch, and so her and her siblings, I think, would share like a cow every year. So we always just had frozen ground beef patties, and they were great. Like, I loved them. But when we got married, Whitney bought just a pound of ground beef and made like her own patties. And that was the first time I'd ever had that. And it was a game changer. And then I realized you can put stuff in the patty before you cook it. And it is good.
So, Hannah, I want to back up.
Go.
One, this is kind of mind-blowing that Whitney has such a huge
Yeah.
role to play in
Yeah.
your obsession with food when I'm not sure Whitney even likes hamburgers.
No, nada.
But
Wouldn't touch them.
what was the difference between that ground beef and your whole steer ground beef?
So the main thing was, I mean, the frozen patties were just frozen patties. They were thin. They were frozen. You know, we threw them on the grill frozen.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And this was fresh, hadn't been frozen yet. And, I mean, just something about a fresh ground beef patty, it just hits different. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So, and I mean, no hate on frozen patties. Like, I love them. I eat them all the time. But it's different. So, I love the smokehouse burger from Texas Roadhouse. We've talked about this, I think. But so it's just a burger, and they put some, I think it's Swiss cheese on it, and then they smother it in mushrooms and onions. And it is my favorite thing. So I kind of was trying to recreate it and was doing some research, and I found some amazing things. And so the best burger that I have ever made, not necessarily had, I've had some really good ones. But I made a burger last year where I just took ground beef and I cut up like little bits of bacon
Okay.
and put it in with it. And then I used mayo in the raw hamburger to kind of hold it all together. I know.
Like a binder.
Yeah, like a binder. And when it cooks, I mean, there's a lot of fat in mayo. And so it worked just like, I mean, I've seen people use oil and stuff like that just to kind of hold everything together. That mayo, it was different. Like, it was really good and just kind of brought it all together. I actually heard about it from Mark Williams over at Swine Life. He was saying how he makes his with mayo. And anyway, it was really good. And then, of course, what I love about a burger is that it's not just the meat, but you can put whatever on it. I mean, you can have teriyaki burgers. You can have, like Mexican-style burgers. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can put on them. So I always just smother mine in mushrooms and onions, but I love burgers.
So that's your...
I think that'd probably be my go-to is that bacon one. I've seen some amazing things, but that one is probably the best one that I've made with minimal effort. Like, I've seen people like grinding prime rib and brisket, whatever into a burger, but with things I could just run to the grocery store and grab real quick. That's probably my favorite one.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those people. I love like grinding up brisket. I think that makes a killer burger.
See, I've never done that because I don't have a meat grinder, but it sounds like a game changer. I mean,
you know a guy with a meat grinder.
I do. All right. Noted.
Yeah.
Noted. So, brisket, and then do you just use that as hamburger, or do you grind something else in with it?
I have just used that. I was thinking through this today and like how, like what I would do. Like, what do I think would be the burger of all burgers? And I think I would do a brisket grind with some pork shoulder in it. Like I'd go beef and pork mix.
Yeah.
And this is where I don't know what I would go with, and I'm curious what your stance is because you're a burger connoisseur.
I mean, I like to eat them. That's about all I can claim.
Would you go smash burger style on the Blackstone, or do you like a thicker patty?
Dude, that's a great question. I was thinking about this as well today. Because the smash burger is new to me. Like, I just got a burger press, put it on the Blackstone, and I really like it. I don't know.
So, I'm a big fan of the smash burger. One, because like you get a really good crisp sear on it.
Yeah, I do like that.
And then because it's a thinner burger, you can do more layers.
Layers of everything?
Of everything.
Yeah.
So like I think if I were to do this burger of all burgers, I'd do that beef pork mix. I would do smash burger style. And I love Southwest flavors. So
okay.
I would probably do some like fire roasted Anaheims.
Interesting.
Grilled up with some grilled onions, sweet onions on there, and layer that. And I was trying to decide what kind of cheese. Like part of me just wants to go mozzarella and have like that real gooey kind of
melt
thick cheese. I could also probably get behind like a Havarti, something like kind of a soft white cheese, and do that with a like chipotle mayo or aioli or something.
Ooh, that does sound really good.
Yeah, I think that's where I would go. I don't know if I do lettuce or anything else green, but chilies and onions and smash burger, lots of cheese, something that you bite in and you just have like burger, I don't want to call it grease, but burger juice, like just running down both sides of your mouth.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
And I'd probably do like a ciabatta bun instead of a normal hamburger bun. Something that's got a little more crunch and like substance to it.
See, I have to grill my burger buns. I got to have that crunch and just kind of a different. It also keeps it from getting super soggy with all the deliciousness on it.
Yeah.
Back to your question about the smash burger versus just a regular burger. I don't know. I mean, I think for me it would be. I mean, I like a burger bun, but if it's too bunny, you know what I mean? Like
sure.
A smash burger, I feel like I get way more bread to meat ratio. And if it was really thick, I don't feel like I'd have that big of an issue. But I don't know. These are the questions that haunt me.
Yeah, but see, on a smash burger, I would never just do one patty on a smash burger.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you throw a couple on there, you still have that crisp, more. Okay, all right. I'm on board.
Yeah. So.
See, I love a pepper jack cheese on a burger.
Ooh,
I like it.
Pepper jack would be good on there.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, that would go with your Southwest flavors.
Pepper jack. And then I think the other question I have is, do I go bacon with it or not?
I have never had a burger that I thought, you know what? I wish this bacon wasn't on here. You know,
I have never had anything that I've been like, bacon.
Ugh, it's great except for the bacon. Yeah.
Maple donut with bacon on top of it? I'm there.
See, I have not tried that because I can't do it. I don't know. It freaks me out. Never tried it.
Michael.
I mean, I love bacon, but it's hard for me to mix sweet and savory like that.
We're going to fix this problem.
All right. I mean, I'm not against trying it, but I just never have.
Yeah.
They're two of my favorite things. I just don't know if they should go together, you know?
No, I get it.
Yeah. What was I going to say? While you were talking, it made me think of something, and now I can't remember it.
Bacon, cheese, multiple layers.
Oh, have you ever had, I think we've talked about this before on here. Have you ever had the Asian slaw burger at Beehive?
We have talked about it, and I'm trying to remember if I ordered it or not. Because the first time you brought it up, I went there not long after. And it's funny,
Oh, really?
I actually went there for dinner tonight.
Oh. Did you try one of their slaw burgers?
I didn't.
No, I don't. It's fine.
I'll
let it go.
I had the steak wedge salad.
I've never had that. I saw that on the menu. We actually went there. That's weird because we don't go there that often, but that's crazy. But we were there last week.
It is a go-to there. Everyone's like, "Ooh, you're getting a salad?" And especially when they look at me and they're like, "Buddy,
Okay.
salad's not going to do anything for you." And then they see it come out and it's got potato chips and a ribeye on the top of it and blue cheese. It's
I'll have to check it out.
yeah.
Anyway, this Asian slaw burger, I'm trying to think now, but they have like a, I mean, it's a burger, obviously, surprise.
Shocking.
And they put like I'm trying to think of how they describe it. It's like a jalapeno jelly, but it's got different flavors to it. Dang it, now that I'm talking about it, I sound like an idiot.
I was going to say, look it up.
Yeah, that's true, actually. It's probably got a menu online, huh?
Yeah.
Stand by.
I like the idea of slaw.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good way to get some moisture in there, a little extra crunch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of coleslaw on pulled pork. Big fan.
Yeah. I've quite enjoyed that. Like, when I first heard about that, I was like, yeah, no thank you. But I'm a big fan of the slaw on the pulled pork.
Yeah, the more you try it, the more you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley makes the best slaw ever. And she was a really big fan of the Chick-fil-A slaw and was pretty bummed when they discontinued it because it had a unique chop to it that has been hard to replicate.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. Oh, here we go. The Sriracha Slaw Burger. It's a jalapeno bacon jam that they put on it.
I like that.
Dude, it's good. And that is probably the best part. But then they put a Korean slaw on there, which I'm pretty sure is just slaw, like tossed in Korean type barbecue sauce, dressing of some
I was
kind.
going to say, is it like the Korean cauliflower?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think there's anything weird in it. It's basically slaw, but it's just got kind of that different sauce on it.
Twangy Asian flavor.
Yeah. And then they put a fried egg on there. Which somebody once like told me about this, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I like Asian food, I like burgers, and I like eggs. I don't know that I'd like it all together, but it works.
And I think we've talked about this, like, while I was in Peru, like, I learned all about eggs on burgers. So if you're ever in Lima, in Las Palmeras, go to Mario's and get a burger there. They're fantastic. But yeah, they taught me about fried eggs on burgers. That you get like that over easy egg and you bite into it, and I'm not a big fan of runny eggs to begin with.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
But it turns into like the perfect like mayo substitute.
Yeah, nice creamy, kind of brings it all together. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. They had a burger there that had a hot dog that was sliced lengthwise.
Okay.
So it would lay flat.
Mm-hmm.
Did it have French fries on it, or did we just put French fries on it?
Mm.
But we ate, it was a hamburger, a hot dog, French fries with a fried egg.
Oh, wow.
And man, it was a heart attack waiting to happen. But it was fantastic.
That sounds good.
It was so good.
Dude, that's what I love about burgers. Like, you can do all kinds of stuff with them. Like, that's my favorite part about them. Is it's not just... I mean, and honestly, most of the time, it's... You know, we're running low on time. We go fire up the grill, hurry and cook burgers, throw some ketchup on a bun, and that's all you eat. But there's so many cool things you can do with them.
Oh, yeah.
If you have the time. Different flavors you can throw in there. And not just on top of the meat, but you can mix it in as you're making your patties and stuff. And I've noticed that's a game changer.
Yeah, even like mixing cheese into the burger.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times and been real happy with the way that turned out.
Yeah, me too. Big fan. And you can put your seasoning in with it, so it's kind of all throughout, not just on the outsides. And
yeah. Highly supportive.
Indeed.
Yeah, and especially if you're cooking not on a flat top, but you're cooking on a grill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seasoning the mix before you make the patties is great. But, like, you don't realize how much of that seasoning falls off when you're cooking.
Yeah, especially once it starts to, like, I don't know, get greasy, cook out, the fat kind of just drips off and takes a lot of it with it. Yep.
Yeah, so seasoning the meat before you make the patty is a great way to carry more flavor through things.
Mm-hmm. Pretty awesome.
So, well, I'm officially hungry.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just ate that huge salad that I didn't think I was ever going to be hungry again.
That means we must have done an okay job of discussing hamburgers.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
You making hamburgers this weekend now?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah. We had some good Graham content this week, though.
We did. Yeah.
I think this is going to lend even more good Graham content.
I hope so. Yeah. As long as I don't delete my videos. It should be really good.
That's the worst. That's the absolute worst experience.
I love to cook. Videoing while you cook is not fun at all. Like, it ruins all the fun. And so then to not have the videos.
It's miserable, man. It's absolutely miserable.
Oh, yeah.
But
glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, I hate doing videos while I'm cooking, but need to play around with the new camera. And
yeah, that's right.
I didn't set it up tonight, and I was in a rush trying to get out of town last time, so we didn't end up using that footage that we took. But
we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, it'll be fun. They Disney confiscated my my selfie stick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently. They're like, yeah, you can't take that in. It's prohibited. And then, like, I turned around and, like, literally, I was like, but there's 6 people who sell. No, yours is. I was like,
what's wrong with yours? Is it double as a beating stick or something?
I don't know. I think everybody at Disney was fantastic. Like, super nice, except for security at the park entrance.
Yeah.
They
probably have the least fun job of everybody there.
Yeah. But they have a huge opportunity to, like, set the tone.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of them that, man, they picked the wrong tone to set with me. I was not happy. But, yeah, no, we had a lot of fun. So.
No, good. Serves you right. Well.
Until next time, I'm John.
I'm Mike.
And we're Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.